Good evening.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our stream, our first ever stream on Righteous Verse.
Hey, PJ. So I give
Hi.
a few minutes for anyone to join that's going to join, if anyone's going to join.
Yeah. We have Aaron and PJ. Hello, hello. Oh, good. We shared it in the Discords too, and I just got a notification.
Awesome. Well, I know a lot of people are live tonight too, and a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot going on tonight. Like, there's a ton of different streams going on, so people are probably bouncing in and out and everywhere.
So, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and get started, and if people come in.
Sure. Hello, T-Spiracy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so tonight is a celebration stream. It doesn't say that on the thumbnail because we are going to be talking about something pretty specific. However, hello, Shelly. Words have powers here also.
Hey, thank you. I'm
So
25 plus 10.
that's she's she's going backwards, back to 21. So yeah, so to here for the cake. I wish that there was cake. There's no cake.
So, actually, there's a lot of cake because Mr. Bobbles made me a 3-tier red velvet cake for me to eat by myself.
He made you a 3-tier cake.
He
Hi,
did.
Jennifer. Hi, welcome.
Hey,
Elizabeth,
Jennifer.
is he gonna go into his? Is he gonna start his own business, like his wedding cake business? 3-tier cakes, huh?
Well, it's not like the prettiest cake, but it was delicious.
Yeah, better
Nobody
than
would,
cream cake. That's right.
yeah, nobody would pay money for it, but it was really sweet when I came. I didn't even notice it because it didn't occur to me that somebody like that he would have been in there making me a cake. Hey, Charlotte, thank you.
That's awesome. Hi, Charlotte. Yeah,
So
so
this,
tonight is our celebration stream, and it's celebration for two reasons, right? Number one, we hit 100 subscribers today. Yay. That's exciting. And number two is Stacy's really mad at me because I've told the entire internet that it's her birthday today.
I feel like I'm at the restaurant and they're about to like start singing happy birthday to me right now. I don't actually like to be the center of attention.
I know. And I thought about that too whenever I at everyone in the Discord servers today to wish you a happy birthday. But then I was like, yeah, I'm doing it anyway.
Yes, it was red velvet with a vanilla whipped cream cheese icing.
Delicious.
It was delicious. So,
Mr. Bobbles is a man of many talents, huh?
like, I had no clue he was doing that.
It's
I
great.
tell the staff it's their birthday. I do that to my mom, but like, I get really, really mad if they do it back to me. They know better. Like, I'll uninvite you from next year's birthday party if you tell them it's my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I got really mad at my husband one night for doing that to me at a restaurant, and it was not my birthday, and he did it as a joke. And I was like, listen, we're done. I know I'm married to you, but we're done. And he never did it again because I am just not a person that likes to have that attention on me in a place where it's from random strangers too. Nope.
No, I don't like. I I did make a GIF out of my mom last year. We took her for Mexican and they put like the huge sombrero on her head. And I posted that for everybody to laugh at, but they better not do it to me.
You can do it, but no one else can do it to you.
That is correct.
Hi, word puzzler specialist. Welcome.
So tonight's stream was really like kind of your idea, and it was a great idea. If you want to kind of explain what we were going to talk about and how.
Sure. So I personally been trying to follow in all the Discord servers that I'm in all over YouTube what's going on with the anti-KJ community. And I gotta tell you, it's like there's some deep state stuff going on. And I realized whenever I was talking to different people about it and just trying to keep up that um, this entire community has been built, and it was built by a few people, and it very much feels like a you start something and then you recruit people in, and then they start recruiting people in, and then they start recruiting people in, and we do have like heads of state. We do have people who are in charge and running the show, and um, using words like narrative a lot. And I felt like this is we just someone just totally ran a pyramid scheme on YouTube and recruited an entire community of people to be an anti-KJ community, and it is wild to me. So I
Did
thought,
it? I think my favorite is the blocked by Katie Joy hashtag.
yeah, yes. So the so there's a couple of different hashtags that went out, campaigns, and there's also like there were some Twitter campaigns, and I was part of it too, like just not even knowing that I was totally being sold into selling Avon, seriously. And it just I can't, like, here we are after all this time, and I can't believe how we got here. So, I really wanted to talk about it and just and get everyone's thoughts about what in the heck made us get to this point. Like, who sold us on it? Why were we sold on it? We don't have to name names, but I mean, we can talk about a couple of the campaigns and the conspiracies and all the stuff, because I just thought it was super interesting. Like, someone absolutely manipulated us into an entire community.
And what caused the right Twix, left Twix division?
Well, first of all, genius way to describe it. The the right Twix, left Twix. This is great. Um, so, but yeah, I think that there's a lot of different theories about that too. So I'm interested to hear what people have to say. Um, First of all, AZ is still building her IKEA shelf, and girl, I get you. I understand. I can't, if it says assembly required, I'm walking away. I can't do it.
I
Good
told you
luck.
that little house thing that my mom bought my niece that my husband put together. 3,000 little bitty pieces of wood with like 6 screws per piece of wood. I don't know how he like didn't just divorce me that day and say no.
I actually wanted to get those Alex 9 drawers from IKEA, like all the makeup the beauty gurus have in their beauty rooms. And I was like, I really love that. I want to get that. And then a YouTuber that I watch actually lives in the area, and I know her personally. Her name is Miss Paige Corin, did a video about her Alex 9 drawers. She's got like 8 of them in her beauty room, and how to put them together because she's a pro at this point. And I watched that video, and she was like, see, it's so easy. You do this and you do this. And then she sped it up. And I was like, no, heck no. I am not buying that, because that looks hard. And it looks like it took her hours to put one together. So it's not happening.
So I wanted to say, like, AZ, Katie also pulled me away from her because I was actually a member of Katie Joy's. And what made me stop watching her was how rude she was. Like, she would have members only streams just to yell at the members for not being supportive enough on Twitter, which was crazy to me. So I agree with you that Katie is the one who pulled me away from her. But I think at some point the anti-Katie community took a major left turn. And, well, some people took a major left turn and the rest of us kept going to the right.
Yeah, I think that, so I too, like AZ said, Katie is the one that turned me against her. And I believe that for the entire anti-KJ community. We all ended up in the community because she did the things that she did. And she continues to do the things that she does. However, to one of your other points is someone calls you and tells you that you're doing a good job, um, and is trying to like give you a pep talk about your channel. That's really weird to me. Like if someone called me up and said, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you did the right thing today, and you're doing a good job for this community and you're representing well, I would be like, what? Who are you? I mean, thanks, but why? Why are you calling me and telling me that? Like I could get on this channel tomorrow and be like, everyone needs to go apologize to Katie Joy Paulson. She's wonderful. Stop acting this way. And that's my prerogative, right? Like, I think it's so weird to have stuff like that happen.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that they said, you did something good for the community. It'd be one thing if I was like, hey, I caught your last video. Totally great. Like the way that you put in the graphics and the way that you have the music lined up, that's awesome. You would be like, oh, thank you so much. But for me to call you up and be like, that was really good for the community.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. And culty is a good way to put it. So I think the reason that we decided that we were going to talk about it is because Stacey and I on this channel, we wanted to go in a direction that was mainly about culty stuff, mostly fundamentalist Christian, right? But no cults are off limits, I guess. And if it looks culty, then we're going to talk about it. So this is, and MLMs are total cult like.
100% boss babe.
Yep. 100% boss babe. That's you, right? Live, laugh, love. But a lot of MLMs are run by cults, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't tell you how many of them originate out of a certain state in this country that has a very big.
Well, I just want y'all to know I am an entrepreneur, and I just need y'all to buy 4 more. And even though I own my own business, I'm going to go up a rank.
Right. Right. Yeah. Whose downline am I right now? Am I AZ's downline? Am I Charlotte's downline? Is AZ Charlotte's down? I can't figure it out.
So I'm not actually sure. They're both in the chat, so maybe one of them can tell us who's actually the OG upline that we're following here.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to join a cult, I at least deserve to know who's the leader, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know who I'm worshiping. Who is it? Charlotte's, let's see, Word Puzzler Specialist said, I'd never been on YouTube other than for music videos. I started looking when the mainstream news, CBS, NBC reported on Micah Stauffer. Same for me. Then Katie's vids were recommended and I watched and I was appalled. So the same thing happened with me. I found Katie. I started watching YouTube. I watched YouTube way back just for beauty gurus and Shane Dawson. And I've said that before, so everyone kind of knows that, right? But then all of a sudden I started, because people were following like the beauty drama with Dramageddon, I started to get into the drama and tea channels like Nick Snyder and Dustin Daly. And then because of that, I somehow fell into Without a Crystal Ball channel, because I was like, oh, she covers the Duggars. I love cult stuff like this. I'm going to watch her. And I started following her and I became a member of her channel almost right away. But then when I started to see what was going on, I was like, wait a second, this is not okay. This lady does not treat people well. There's a lot of misinformation. I don't know about this. And I kind of fell into the anti-KJ community almost right away after that. So Charlotte is the overboss. And T-Spiracy's you're the underboss from Boston. I got it. You're the underboss from Boston. Who else?
And I got into this game late, so I'm down here like having to buy my own merchandise just so that I can keep my status, and I'm making $0.
Well, right. So do you have to have your yeah, currently we need our own inventory because and we're not making a profit because we don't have a downline.
Right.
So
But
we're
if
working on that to happen.
anyone is interested, we are tackling the new IFB next. So
That's right. Listen, the new IFB, if you guys don't know, hold on to your britches for that video because that one's going to be an interesting video to watch about cults. If you like fundies, yeah, that one's it's a scary one. Charlotte. Yes, Charlotte, I need to make some money over here. What's going on?
I just keep buying these essential oils to put into all of my family's food without their knowledge, and nothing else is happening for me.
You know, I agree with T-Spiracy. Like, I can't even control myself, much less like what other people in a whole downline is doing. So it's just and that's where right Twix, left Twix came in.
Well, do you see T-Spiracy's message about if we're a mob, we're going to need a hitman?
Uh-oh.
Did you see that screenshot where that was discussed by some of the people that are being allegedly implicated in planning this insane ordeal with Katie Joy?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've also tried to follow all of the conspiracies about it. But what are your thoughts on that particular conversation? Because
so even as a joke, I am not putting that in writing because I am not going to prison for a joke about how much a supposed hitman would cost.
I mean, right. Like you can, okay, so here's the thing. This is where it goes completely off the rails with this community because we can joke about things where I could be like, Stacey would totally help me hide a body. And
100.
Right. Like those are things that we can joke about. But then when we're actually like, you know what, this one betrayed us and came out against us and shared screenshots. So how much do you think it would cost for us to hire a hitman? Ma'am, no, thank you. We don't murder people. We don't really do that.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just nuts to me that nobody, because it was group chats. It wasn't like one-on-one chats that somebody's sharing this person, someone sharing that person. It's group chats. So nobody in this entire group at any time was like, hey, do you think that maybe we're going too far? Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Julie, I don't know if you know, but somebody already told us that it's actually your mother who is the overboss of everyone. So you have to let her. You have to let her know we're all on her downline.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with Mom being the one who is in charge. And hello, Sharemare, and anyone else that we missed. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Jesse.
Oh, I'm sure you're right, T-Spiracy. It's just always good to remember that everyone can record and clip things out of context. So what's good for the goose can be good for the gander.
Absolutely. Sorry, my 4-year-old just ran in the room with her iPad, so I had to mute real quick. Did someone actually say that, Julie? Yes.
As a joke. You know, I don't actually know a lot about the Facebook group. I'll have to be honest because I don't really do Facebook. That's not my preferred method of social media. In fact, half the time I forget I have it until I've reached the end of Reddit. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I'll see if anybody's done anything interesting. And they haven't. So I forget about it again.
I actually don't have Facebook. I have a Facebook page, but when I tell you I have not logged into it for over a year, I I don't go, like, I don't have the app or anything. Facebook was super toxic. It's like Twitter. So I never got onto it. And whenever I was there, like, I was sharing pictures of kittens and stuff. I wasn't in groups and all stuff like that. So if I'm just laughing at without a jelly donut.
I was too. If I disappear, y'all know what happened.
We will alert the authorities appropriately.
Hey, the first rule of Charlotte's underboss team is we don't talk about the underboss team, guys. We've all got to stop.
That's right. Well, we can't reveal all of our secrets on stream tonight of our MLM, our secret world that's making us so much money and doing so well for us.
No, Facebook is good for true crime groups, and there were a few that I used to be in that I would keep up with, but I'm not trying to get into the true crime community. I have seen, like, people think that this Katie Joy community can get crazy. The true crime community,
brutal. And those people actually know how to commit crimes because they study it. So I'm afraid of them.
There's a group on Facebook where we all pretend to be ants.
There are some interesting Facebook groups, and I've seen a few where, like, the Facebook groups are trolling each other. So, but there's a Facebook group, and now there's probably a Discord for literally everything. But you can find a Facebook group for, like, people who don't believe in dinosaurs, people who are anti people who don't believe in dinosaurs, and all kinds of just crazy stuff, like, and it'll just go back and forth forever. But I've heard, like, I don't really know too much about the Facebook groups that were about the anti-KJ community. I've just heard that they were insanely large, like 5,000 people in a group.
And like really good at better than me even at filing away stuff with a Dewey Decimal System, I hear.
Oh yeah, they use Dewey Decimal for their files. That's something else. Like, listen, I don't want all your screenshots. I don't want all your files. I don't care. I cannot. My phone is full of pictures of my kids, and there's no space left. So I don't have time. And I'm not going to put it on my computer. I'm just not going to do it. So it's amazing to me how many people document things forever. Like the Reddit group. How many people are in the Reddit group? Over 8,000? And man, the Redditors have every single thing. The Redditors are going to document this live stream, and we are nobodies. We're nobodies.
Well, and I was just kidding earlier when I said that I have all, like, well, other people can screen grab, because I'm going to be honest, if I don't enjoy you as a creator, if I'm not interested in the stream, even if I do enjoy you as a creator, I may or may not pay attention, or I may or may not watch it. My time is limited with me being able to watch things that entertain me. So I'm not going to waste that time watching things that infuriate me on purpose. And I think that's the biggest problem with that a lot of people have had in this community, is that you need to take a breath and take a step back. If someone you've never met in real life makes you so angry that you imagine what their obituary will read like, or that you need to make up lies to try and get their children taken away from them, or any of this stuff, you need to take a step back. You need to take several step backs. Go outside, touch some grass, call a psychiatrist. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to do something.
I 100% agree with you. And I think that that's why we were like, we got to do a stream about this, because both of us were kind of sitting back and watching everything happen. And then we all know that there's people who are so angry that we're literally saying F you, F you, F you, F you, and especially PJ.
Especially PJ.
So I think that, like, why are you allowing that stress in your life? It's insane to me. So, it went too far. and it's still there. And I don't know that some of these people will ever get out of it, but I got to tell you, sitting here right now, I cannot tell you who is with who is against who is allowed to sit with us, who isn't, what, like, who's mad at who and for what. Like, I don't even know. It's like, who's on first? I cannot keep up. And I was a person who a year ago was on Twitter with X's, red X's and crystal balls next to my name, and doing campaigns and hashtags because I was like, yeah, I don't like her either. I don't like what she's doing to people either. But then I didn't realize the people that were running that stuff were also super problematic. And then I'm like, okay, I just got recruited into a gang and
Well,
I'm scared.
and then if you're a creator, everyone will expect you. Yes, everyone expects you to know absolutely everything. And if you don't, then you're just a fake creator that's trying to make money off of this, and you didn't have anything to actually add to the conversation. It's like trying to watch football with someone who takes it too seriously. And you're like, sir, you did not help them win that game by putting your jersey on and sitting in front of the television enough.
Right, exactly. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Stina. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Leanne. Welcome. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that what AZ said about if you're a creator, everyone will expect you to know everything. Like, they're not going to get that out of me. So, and I speak for Stacy here to say they're not going to get that out of her either. So I hope you guys don't have any high expectations of what this channel is going to be, because we're not going to know everything. And I don't want people like sending me 80 million screenshots. If I'm sure there's going to be stuff that I would love to see, but some of it I'm like, why is this relevant again?
And we are completely speculating on anybody needing any kind of psychiatric help. Neither of us are schooled in that in any way.
No, heck no. I do not have any type of medical training or degree at all. I am not, I don't want to tell anyone anything about what they need in life. I think that this community in particular, everyone needs to kind of take a deep breath and like agree to disagree and go their separate ways and be done with it. Because there's too many people who are worried about what other creators are doing. Like, I go into streams and I hear creators talking about other creators. And Charlotte in particular has been someone who's been targeted in this. Like, it's like people have got this unrealistic view of what Charlotte is supposed to be. And Charlotte is who she wants to be. She is who she is, and she's doing a great job of it, and she's pretty successful at it. So I don't understand why people are all up in arms about who said this and when they said that. And it's nuts. I can't.
And Charlotte can't win, because if she's just doing a normal stream and she's saying hi, like, hey, Stina, thanks for being here. Hey, without a jelly donut. If she's being nice, then she's being fake. And they're like, look at Charlotte being all fake. If she's upset and she's crying, then she's sad fishing. If she says something even slightly like, then why do you keep coming here? Well, then she's being rude and mean. It's ridiculous.
Right.
The level of standards they hold people that they dislike to are higher than my parents whenever I was in school trying to make good grades. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I agree. Hi, Cindy Luhu. Hey, Froggy. I agree, because I have heard so many people say, why does Charlotte have to read every single one of her comments? Well, first of all, she doesn't. I'm in her stream.
No, there's usually like 200 to 300 of us in there too. Like, there's no way if we read every single comment, we'd be like, okay, so this stream is going to take about 7 hours if everyone will stop commenting after about 3:40. It's like, she doesn't have time to read that, but she's got a community that she interacts with. And that's why people tune into Charlotte. They like to tune in and see Charlotte say, hey, how are you doing today? They like that she remembers them and cares about them. Especially this last year when we've had a lot of people have been cut off from friends and family. And what we had was the communities that we had built. And to me, the ones that are yelling the loudest about we need to end this division are the ones that created it. You can't yell at me to fix your mess. I never said anything about anyone publicly.
Right. And here's
I'm
the
sure
thing.
my husband hears stuff all the time and just thinks I'm crazy, but publicly I've never said anything.
Yes. So mute and say what you got to say, and then when you get back on stream, yes, there's times when I'm yelling, but it's just me in my head, or it's me talking to Stacy only and not publicly sharing my thoughts.
And then they're saying that they dog AZ a lot, and a lot of their streams too.
Yep.
She takes a lot of flack, like saying that she was body shaming Dottie for putting the 6'2" line in the song. Those were Dottie's words.
Dottie with a 6'2" body. Yeah, she intimidates everyone, including baby seals. And
people were like, she was a great basketball player. You're making fun of her. Look, let me explain it again. I don't watch people whose content does not catch my interest. I had no idea she was 6'2", nor did I know that she intimidates people. Y'all may not know this about me, but I intimidate 0 people, if y'all were wondering.
Well, now that we know. And well, so it's so interesting because it was just her words. It wasn't she intimidates Satan, Jennifer. Look, every once in a while you have to laugh, right? You have to be able to laugh at things, and people stream each other in this community constantly. It's like, who's going to stream this person and then that person, and then they're going to do an entire live on it where they're streaming people. It happens all the time, right?
Oh, so yeah, Steve, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, one person does it and then another, like, it's not okay for someone else. People in this community get mad when Katie Joy reads out comments out loud that are bad things. And then they're like, Katie said it. It was Katie, even if it's clear that she was reading a comment. Now, and a lot of these comments that Katie reads, she'll read the comment and she'll go, yeah. That is not the same as reading a comment and then talking about it. That's not the same. Is she's actually agreeing with the comment, or is she just reading the comment out loud and going, well, that's the thing. I don't really believe that. Or I wonder the same thing about that. And then talking about it for a minute is not the same as just agreeing with the comment. So it's like, there are people, words have power. She reads every single one of her comments during her streams, and she makes people feel important during that. So if you want to read all your comments, that's your prerogative. Read all your comments. I just don't understand why we get mad at Katie for doing it, and then we turn around and we get mad at Charlotte for doing it. But then you go into other people's streams.
And leave True Ball of Wax alone.
Yeah.
We're just going to stop that right there. Nobody's messing with True Ball of Wax.
No, absolutely not. She's nice. She's wonderful. She has never been mean to anyone. So there's no reason for people to go after her. That's garbage.
It's complete garbage. And I wanted to tell, Tina, I would be extremely embarrassed. I would be extremely embarrassed. And I'd be really, really mad that Preston didn't turn the Wi-Fi off if I came in and was like, hey, I'm fixing to do a live. However, I would apologize, and I wouldn't be striking people's channels to be like trying to get it removed. Sometimes it's how you react to the situation. And when you put yourself in especially from a channel who makes like memes of Katie Joy, or they react to people doing silly stuff on the internet, you can't react and laugh at other people and not be able to laugh at yourself. And I can tell you, if cameras had been around when I was younger, there'd be tons of it tons of footage that I would probably have gone viral doing some dumb crap when I was younger. But sometimes you got to own up to it. You got to admit it. You got to say, hey, I did that thing and I'm sorry.
100%. You have to take responsibility for your actions. And if someone else calls you out for it, and you are able to take that step back and go touch grass, then and realize like, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. Maybe I should not have streamed that night when I was emotional or under the influence or whatever it may be. Then you take that step back and you do what you have to do. And if someone comes out, like, I don't want, once I say something about a person and I give my 2 cents on the topic, I don't want to continue to go back to it and continue to run it into the ground, right? So, like, in this instance where Stina's saying that she's embarrassed by it, I'm sure she is. And I may not agree with how she's handling that right now. But I'm not going to continue to come on live streams and say and talk about her over and over and over and over and over again. Once my opinion is out there, it's out there, and I'm done. But that's the problem, is we have people who are like the double downtown, and they just keep coming back over and over and over again to have more conversation about the same thing. And we're like, okay, at some point we got to let it go and move on. Like,
They're from double downtown on their way to Triple Dog Park is what they're doing.
Right. No one will accept their part. Right. No one's wrong. Everyone does claim to be the victim in the situation. I wouldn't say everyone, but a good bit of people. And then there is definitely self-reflection that needs to happen. I agree with you. And I just think that if we can't at least say, like, listen, not everyone's going to like me. You may not like what I have said about it. I'm sorry if that offended anyone, but we're moving on.
What's that one quote? You can be the juiciest peach in the orchid and you're still going to find people that don't like peaches. That's just how it is. And in that case, move on. But what I'm not okay with is you have channels who have built their entire channel on only talking about Katie Joy, which is fine. Do whatever you want. I like some of these creators that did build their channels talking about Katie Joy. But it's this, some of these channels are now telling others what they can and can't do and who they can and can't talk about. Or they'll say, when are you going to get over talking about this person? When are you going to get over doing that? Ma'am.
Right.
Your whole channel is talking about someone who affected you in a negative light. Leave anyone else alone with what they're doing on their channel. And then to say that's because you're the anti-cancel culture. If you're anti-cancel culture, then your channel would be talking about stuff important to you, not what other people are doing on their channels and what their chats are doing on their channels.
Right.
And you can take the screenshot. In fact, you know what? Let me tell you, 38 minutes and 55 seconds into it, I said you're crazy for taking transcripts of people's chats to see if they're talking about you. And I will double down on that on my way to Triple Dog Park.
She's already there. She's already at Triple Dog Park, and I'm supporting her in that. That's absolute. That the level that people go to with the screenshots and the transcripts and the counting super chats and the restreaming other people's streams, it's insane to me. Like, you have lives. All of you have lives. Go and live them. And I can't stand it whenever I hear any of these creators say, this person has made 5 videos about me already. Okay, how many videos have you made about Katie? And then let's ask ourselves that question, and then remember that it doesn't freaking matter. I can make as many videos as I want about a person. It doesn't freaking matter.
Well, and did you see all of this, started coming to light because another creator, Sassy, I'm sorry, I don't know do you know her actual, it's All Things Sassy, maybe.
All Things Sassy, yes.
So she got contacted by Nat, and Nat asked her for videos of Katie's son, which is weird as shit.
Yep.
You're a weirdo for asking for that. But I don't think that would be the only reason that we might say that allegedly about this person. However, so she got so freaked out that she stopped and thought about what she was doing. You know, she's like, I would want to know if somebody was targeting my family like this. And then she stopped and thought, how embarrassed would I be if my kids had a whole Twitter page just dedicated as a hate page to someone? And you should be embarrassed about that if your whole life is revolved around just hating someone. Like, find something to love, first of all. Go get some roses. I don't know what to tell you, but find something. And they got mad at her because she contacted Katie and was, or well, I guess through her husband, and was like, hey, this is weird. This is strange. Something needs to happen, you know? And they were like, you should have come to us first so that we could have handled it. Like, who the hell do you think you are? What do you mean handle it? You're the handlers?
Yeah, they are.
Is that why is that why we're starting to fall apart over here? Because we have all the underbosses and they have all the handlers and we're not talking anymore?
Well, the handlers are all mad at the underbosses. They're mad at their downlines for not falling in line and doing what they want. So now we're in right Twix, left Twix world where we're arguing over which one's better.
Like, we all just agreed that, you know, Katie Joy could be a problematic creator, but now we're just going after each other. And I think a lot of it's because nobody's watching Katie Joy content like they used to. And, you know, you can say what you want about her, but during the whole lawsuit, her name was going to pull you in views. She was not wrong about that. But nobody had ever seen someone be sued for like $5 million by a beauty guru. Of course, people were interested in that.
Well, yeah. And man, that was like watching As the World Turns, because it was just minute by minute, things were changing. And it was just so interesting. And we had a sassy lawyer involved and we just didn't know what to do. I'd never seen anything like that. And we all love to watch dumpster fires. We love to watch train wrecks, right? Not literal ones, but things like this. And that's why reality TV exists. So this is like watching reality TV. It's like watching The Real Housewives, but on YouTube, because you have all these different people who are not going to get along. They're going to have a difference of opinions. They all want to be top dog and they're all vying for that position and fighting over it. And then there's a few creators out there who are just here to do content and do the content that they like. And some of that happens to be anti-KJ content. And it's like they're being treated, T-Spiracy, Charlotte, being treated like they got to fall in line and do what the bosses are telling them to do. And if they don't, all of a sudden we go on these hate campaigns where we stream about them and we make up all this crazy stuff that doesn't exist, that they didn't do, and get onto them for insane things. It's like, listen, just if they could just see themselves. Sometimes I'm like, this is bizarro world. This is not really happening. I cannot believe that I'm actually reading what I think I'm reading at this point. Whenever people send me stuff, I'm like, nope, this is not real life, but I guess it is. And everybody in the community has kind of lost their marbles.
And kind of, yeah. They kind of lost their So I think I saw her in the chat too. Cindy Lou Who. She made a remarkable comparison that I don't know why I didn't see it before, especially after all of these screenshots again came out with, you know, we're going to file CPS reports. We're contacting the IRS for tax fraud, which you don't know her finances or if she's paid her taxes. Quit that. You're wasting resources from things that really need to be addressed. And again, that's crazy. But like Cindy Lou Who said, it's like grown-ups a grown-up version of Pretty Little Liars. And right now what we're doing is we're trying to figure out which one was A. Was it Nat? Was it Little Miss Noble? Was it any of the other 17 names that have allegedly come out as connected to this? Who was A?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, that's a great comparison, actually. You know, and I think of this community. I reference Mean Girls a lot at this point. Like who can wear pink on Wednesdays with us and who can sit with us, because we don't know at this point and it's ever changing. And then, you know, I look at the top people in the community who kind of started on Twitter. They were the ones that started the campaigns on Twitter. We had that like the week where everybody was not going to watch KJ. I was part of that. And everybody changed their profile picture and the hashtag. What was the hashtag again that they started?
Trauma isn't tea.
Yeah. Yes. Trauma is not tea. Right. So we had this hashtag campaign and everything. These people who started all of this are, they all were friends at one point. They all hate each other now, or they're in different factions, and
some of them really love some good fanfic, apparently.
Yeah, well, and they're, and it's like they're trying to pick their dodgeball teams. You know, like I'm taking T-Spiracy. You take Dottie, you take Little Red. It's crazy to me.
And see, and I don't understand it, because out of everyone, I think T-Spiracy could probably take everyone. She looks tough. Like, I'm definitely going to pick T-Spiracy for my dodgeball team.
Yeah, first of all, heck yeah, because no holds barred. That girl, she's going to be the hardest hitter. However, I don't think T-Spiracy wants to be on a team, you know, like she just wants to do her own thing. And that's where people are getting it wrong. They're like, oh, you're on my team. You're on my side. We don't pick sides. There's no sides. You watch who you want. You love who you want. I can watch a bunch of different creators, and some of them absolutely hate each other. Guess what? I'm still going to watch them.
Oh, yeah. PJ's going to be on my team, too. I've got PJ, AZ, Kim, Charlotte, definitely Hannah Bananas, just so that we can be funny together.
Julie.
Julie's going to be... Julie's mom is going to be the referee, so that's going to help us. No, I'm kidding. Like, we're not on teams, and I think a lot of the problem, too, falls in the chat. And as much as I say, you know, I don't think you can blame the creator for the chat, because I'm going to tell you, I don't delete comments unless they're vulgar or, you know, disgusting in some way. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to delete your comment. I'm not responsible for what you say either. You're allowed to come here and say what you want to say and feel how you want to feel. And I would never tell you otherwise.
Right. And I think Leanne brought that up earlier in the chat. We had it up on screen for a minute about people come into the chat to start trouble. And then after a while, other people in the chat get so tired of it that they feel a necessity to respond. And that's whenever it starts to kind of be the back and forth, when people are like, wait a minute, that, you know, stop saying that. That's not right. You're spreading falsehoods or whatever. And we can't control that. And I'm not, like, us on our little channel, we're not the type of people who are just going to erase every single comment that we don't agree with, because we don't want an echo chamber in here. Like, if you don't agree with us, tell us you don't agree with us. We're fine with that. It's open discussion. So,
and I'll tell everyone, I am a lot of things, and you can call me a lot of things, but one of those is the owner of a fabulous self-esteem. So you can tell me whatever you want.
That's so good for you. We sometimes you and I are not alike in that, and I struggle a lot more with that than I let on a lot of times. But, you know, in a chat, okay, if someone says something, I'm just gonna address this really quickly. I just now was trying to like highlight a specific comment, and because the chat was jumping, when I clicked show, it was a different comment. and I had to go back to the other one. So sometimes comments get put up on this screen that we maybe not want up on the screen, and it's up there for a second and then it's gone. And like we have 29 people in the chat right now. I have not been able to read every single comment. I've not been able to do it. If I was trying, this would be a much different type of stream, because I would be boring you guys trying to go back and get my brain right. So sometimes we make mistakes and things happen. We can't dwell on that crap, and we can't be like, oh my God, Righteous Verse is the worst channel ever because they put this one comment up on stream. You can't do that. People need to think about what you're saying. Think about what you're accusing people, and just take a step back for a minute. It's really not that big of a deal. And people are making like mountains out of molehills for sure. Like Nick Snyder says, you're trying to find tits on an ant. You're not going to find it. Yes, you lose your train of thought so easily trying to read these chats. It's so hard.
And like when you are the viewer and you hear people say that, you're like, I'm reading the chat just fine and listening to you. So speed it up. What's your problem? Hey, Hannah. So while you weren't here, I decided you were also part of our dodgeball team.
Yep.
Only because you and I are going to be like the awesome, funny ones in the back while everyone else defends us.
We are going to dominate on ESPN 8, the Ocho. Dominate.
Right. Didn't they make a whole movie like Dodgeball?
Yes, that's what that's from. On the Ocho. That's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I can probably quote the whole thing.
I guess we need to do that one for a watch party one night, because I don't remember most of that movie.
I love it. Vince Vaughn. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah, so I think that was a little bit of a rant for us, because we were addressing a lot of different things that are actually happening in the community right now.
And as you guys can tell, we don't get distracted and forget our train of thought at all when we're reading the chat.
No, we absolutely do. We're all over the place. But you guys will get over it. We're new here. So it is what it is. We're just here to have fun.
And basically what we wanted to point out is that if your hatred for somebody takes up so much time that you could be making minimum wage full time with benefits or something, then you're taking too much time out of your day and you're taking it too seriously. Which really cracks me up, because some of these people that you will see taping everything, commenting on have everything. Some of these comments will say, when are you spending time with your family? I could almost ask you the same.
Yep.
It's time to let it go. She's not that big in the grand scheme of things. Out of, she's got so many subscribers. Go look at the view counts, okay? She's not out here changing the world. We're not out here changing the world. You're not out here changing the world. The only part that you can do is change yourself and be better today than you were yesterday.
Yep, absolutely. And there's a lot of things that you could spend your time doing, like building shelves from IKEA.
Or actually going to an IKEA, because there is no IKEAs near me. So I laugh at everyone's jokes, but I don't actually know what IKEA looks like.
Oh my God. So first of all, when you go, let's just talk about IKEA for a minute. Let's laugh and get off subject for just a second. IKEA probably could start an MLM and be very successful with it, because they have literally everything, and it's just strange. Like, people who love IKEA, it is almost like a cult, where they buy everything from IKEA, or they'll just go in and spend hours in IKEA. Like, I have friends who are like, we're going to IKEA today. And I'm like, yeah, are you buying something? No, we're just going to IKEA. And I have gone in there, and it bothers my anxiety so much, because there's food. Who knew? IKEA has like a whole restaurant in there. And people love, like Stina just said it, They have great Swedish meatballs. I wouldn't know. I didn't know that they had food the first time I went into an IKEA, and I've never actually eaten anything from there. But you go in and there's arrows, and you can get lost in there. You're supposed to like follow these arrows through, and you walk through these different rooms, and everything is just it's not like you walk in and you're like, oh, here's a shelf full of shelves. It's like a bunch of rooms that are set up, and there's a carpet, there's everything in the room, lamps, carpets, wall, bathrooms with shower curtains hanging, everything. And I cannot be in it because I will get lost. I will stand in a bathroom that I love, and I'm like, I love this bathroom. This is super great. I want this bathroom. And then everyone that I'm there with will be on the next floor, because it's like 4 floors, or a football field away from me, and there's walls everywhere, and you're like Marco Polo trying to find your friends. It's crazy. I can't. You have to write down the code. Oh, when you buy something, like I want this shower curtain, it's code whatever. Yeah, it's nuts. I can't do it. It's not how I like to shop. No offense to all of you who love IKEA, but I can't do it. And then those jerks make you put everything together yourselves.
So I do order things from Amazon a lot that have to be put together, but the trick to that is I order it to be delivered on a Monday, which, as Kim can tell you, why I would want something delivered on a Monday is that is when Mr. Bobbles is home.
That's right.
And then before I leave for work, I plant the seed about how when I get home, I guess I'm going to try and put this together. I hope I can do it. And I say it just like that. And when I get home, somehow it's miraculously put together and usually already in the spot that I had planned for it. So if anybody needs any good tips, that's always one that works for me.
Yes. Yeah. It's all about that influence. Speaking of Amazon,
Subliminal messaging.
That's right. Speaking of Amazon, I'm kind of pissed at them right now. You and I were talking about this a couple of days ago because they were we both have Prime, and I very much like my get it next day button. And I've been hitting that button and not getting it. Have you?
Yes. And then I get really mad and I start complaining about it. And then I'm like, I still didn't have to go to the store and I got it in 3 days, but I should have gotten it 2 days ago.
That's right.
I'm like, I did not pay good money for you to ship me all 8 million items I buy a year overnight.
Why am I not getting this whenever I'm supposed to get it? Like, I don't want to wait. I needed it yesterday. And that's why I'm ordering it today.
Right.
So that I can have it this afternoon.
Like, first of all, Amazon, I think we're already aware that I am a procrastinator. As I have actually paid you to wrap the gifts for me too.
Yes.
It's like, I don't need you to be late. Like, now I have to stop at the store on my way to the party and try and find a gift card that makes it look like I know what the person likes, all because you couldn't deliver the thing I waited to the last minute to order. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so
I've heard that too, Stina. I've heard some awful stories about Amazon, and I know I shouldn't order from them, but I live out in the middle of nowhere. It's rural out here.
So I love Amazon Prime, love it. And I'm really torn right now because as you may or may not know, my husband works for the post office. Stacy knows this, but some of you may not know. And Amazon pays the U.S. Postal Service to deliver a lot of their stuff that they can't get delivered. Well, because Amazon has gotten so big and they did that contract driver thing and they had Prime Day and all this stuff was happening, it turned into something that I don't know if Amazon wasn't prepared for it or if they just felt like the best thing to do was just pay the post office more money or whatever. But they have pretty much quit delivering things. Like, they still have delivery drivers, but the post office is getting most of your Amazon packages, and they are being delivered by the post office right now. So if you have Prime, you're paying for nothing because it's not coming to you in time, right? And it's going through USPS, which it would anyway. So, which is like you're not paying for that. You get free shipping, that's that. So, my husband is like, he's coming home every day. He's working overtime every single day. Um, he's working his days off right now because they went from getting like 4 pallets of Amazon a day in his office to like 23 pallets a day almost overnight. So he comes home and he's like, we're canceling Amazon, screw those people, like I'm paying them for me to do their work, this isn't happening. So if you're getting your deliveries from the post office and not from Amazon, you might want to rethink that Prime. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, yeah, it's just that, like, pretty much where I live, and your option is Walmart, or you can drive like 45 minutes to a Target.
Right.
So if they don't have it at the Walmart or the Target, you have to order it. So, of course, I'm going to use, the service that I use to watch TV, and now I get free shipping. It sucks that it doesn't come in 2 days all the time. And I was just kidding earlier. It's my fault when I procrastinate on gifts. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Say I am actually a big fan of the gift cards. I'm like, do you drink coffee or don't you? And that will be how I decide which gift card to get you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also a big fan of gift cards. Oh, because I can stop into Walgreens, which is next to Dollar Tree, and I can buy your gift card if I have to physically go to you to give it to you. Uh, and if I don't physically go to you, then I can just send it to you in an email, which is even better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of that as well. But I will say that, first of all, we still have our Prime. We're not canceling it, but we are aggravated at Amazon right now. They need to do something about it because I want my packages, damn it.
So do y'all want to hear a funny story about my birthday that my mom did?
Yes. Our birthday celebration.
Yes. We went out to eat earlier before I got back to get on the stream. And every year her dogs give me a birthday card with a gift card in it. Well, this year when she stopped to buy me a birthday card from the dogs, it had 2 little dog butts on it and it was real cute. She didn't have her reading glasses with her. So when she got home to sign it, it says, "Happy Anniversary." And so she had to mark it out with marker, and she wrote, "Birthday. Sorry, didn't have my glasses. Love the dogs." And I don't know why it cracked me up so much. And it's probably not as funny to y'all because you weren't there. But I was dying laughing in the restaurant when it's like it just has a black pin mark through anniversary, which I don't know why 2 dog butts would be on an anniversary card, but who knows?
I don't know. That's funny though.
I'm going to have to take a picture of it and post it in Discord later. It does. It just has a mark through it like birthday.
That's so funny. That's like one of those boomer moments, right? Like, I love my parents, but my dad thinks that we should have one card, and for everything that just says, "Congratulations, it's your day." And we should just pass it through the family over and over and over again. So you always get the same card and we don't have to keep buying cards. I'm like, "Dad, are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm serious. Why do I have to go buy a card for every birthday, every anniversary, every Valentine's Day, Christmas?" Like, he's like, "I can't stand it. We need one."
So it's like, and instead of going and buying a new card, she's like, "Oh man, I spent like $1 on this, so I'll just fix it."
Exactly. She didn't have time to go get another one, Stacy. She does what we do, right?
No, not my mom.
Oh no, she's a planner.
Oh yeah, my mom will be like, it'll be like Christmas time, and she's like, "Hold on, I have to go get the stuff I bought back in July out of the closet," and she'll already have it wrapped with people's names on it, and I'm over here like, "Who all's coming to Christmas?"
Right. I'm like, oh no, do I have enough gift cards in my stash for everybody who's going to show up?
I
That's
finally just
funny.
start telling people, like, just don't buy me anything so I don't have to buy you anything. Because I'm like, we're just trading money at this point. I'm giving you $25 to eat somewhere and you're giving me $25 to eat somewhere. Let's just keep our $25.
Yeah, I'm very pragmatic like that as well, but I also there's my family they at some point just stop buying each other presents. And it's like if the grandkids when the grandkids turn 18, they stop getting stuff. And my husband's side of the family, like my mother-in-law still sends my husband a birthday check every single year for his birthday. And my husband is over the age of 50. So I'm just like I haven't had a birthday present from my parents since I was 18. And so I think that there's like it's so funny how you're either extreme in one direction or extreme in the other as a family. And my family just stops buying presents for each other after a while. So it's kind of sad, but it's also it saves me a lot of time and energy because I know that I don't have to go buy people stuff for every single holiday. It's like Flag Day, you know.
Well,
My sister does that though. My sister will send she will send cards to an entire like snail mail cards that she hand addresses in the mail for every single stinking holiday on this planet. She has I'm like, where do you find the time?
my sister, for my birthday, sent me the exact amount of money required to get a passport. So I don't know what she's implying. Because, like, I'm not the one that moved away from her.
She wants you to go.
Right. Which I'm like, I'll go. But if I go, I want to see Nikki while I'm there for sure.
Yeah.
Nikki, you're going to have to take me to one of these, like, pubs or whatever you guys call them. And I can, like, message Kim and be like, look, I have an English beer in a pub.
Yeah. You're gonna have to go visit Julie. Are you just gonna make like a United Kingdom tour?
Yes. And I was like, I'm going to go to um, Ireland and I want to go to Scotland. If I'm going over there, I want to see like everything. And if I don't find somebody like a rock that transports me back in time to find like the guy from that show, I'm be super mad.
Uh,
I want to find the Outlander rocks and it better work.
That's right.
All that is all I'm saying.
I love Outlander. So I was just reading the chat. I
Oh, I'm
definitely
gonna visit Julie. I'm gonna visit Julie and I'm gonna buy her a Big Mac in person.
he loves the Big Macs. Buy her one for me. Maybe I'll stow away and go with you. Um, I've never been to the United Kingdom. I was in Germany. Obviously, we lived there whenever I was a kid because I was military. Family, but in like France and Spain, been all through there, but never to the UK. And I think it would be a really interesting trip. So you definitely have an excuse now since your sister's over there. You got to go
Well,
see.
maybe we should just both go over there. We can be like, we're doing our abroad episodes this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got to go kiss a Blarney Stone. And there's a lot of different things that I would want to see over there. Like I'd have to make a list. Which
I was telling my sister, it's funny, her dog is more traveled than I am at this point because
they've been all over.
he's been all over.
It's so much easier to travel in Europe than it is in the United States. It's so weird because I don't know if it's like because it's smaller landmass, so you can. But there's trains. You can just hop on a train and go anywhere, and they're really nice and they're actually pretty comfortable. So we traveled by train all through Europe, and it was lovely. And that was a long, long, long time ago. Like I'm talking 30 years ago, people. So, you know, I'm sure that there's different methods, but I love it. I know that there are a lot of people still travel by train, and I loved it. And it just seems like it's an easier thing to do to
You know those commercials they do like once a year where they're like, to help save the environment, you should bike to work 1 day a week.
Yeah.
Me and Preston were laughing about that today. Like, yeah, I'll just leave 6 hours early to bike to work 35 miles. And I'm sure when I use my hand signal to get over across 5 lanes of interstate traffic, because the bridge is the only way to get there and there's no bike lanes, nobody will kill me with their car. Like, who thinks of these commercials? Like, and like, why would you air them in a state that is so rural with no infrastructure to get around? Like, in where I live, if you don't have a car, you don't have a job and you don't get to leave your house. You know, somebody has to come pick you to take you to the grocery store. So biking to work, Kim, I couldn't bike to the closest store from my house and still be alive.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty rural too. You know, there's stores. I could certainly bike to the nearest store. It's probably 2 miles away. But I mean, there's parts like we were just vacationing this week. You can't bike anywhere out there. You have to drive. And that's kind of like the thing about the difference between most countries in the United States is they're not set up like that. Like, we're not set up in these small communities where there's accessibility to everything right there and you live near where you work and all that. And it's the only places that are like that in our country are like the huge cities like DC, New York. I don't even think you could do that in LA, because LA, you have to drive everywhere in LA.
Now, if you're ever down this way, I can fry you up some fried green tomatoes. I can do you some fried chicken, but there's no train that's going to get you to the nearest town. There's not even a city bus that's going to get you to the near. You would have to drive to the nearest city to find a bus to take it to the other side of the city.
That's crazy. Yeah. See, I mean, here in Florida, there's not city buses in every city, in every area. Like, you have to go into the main cities. You have to go, you have to drive somewhere to get to a city bus. So there's no bus stops out where I live, none whatsoever, because there's no public transportation out here at all. And that's really weird, because growing up in areas that I grew up in, like in Washington, D.C., where you've got the metro and you have buses that take you everywhere. You can get anywhere in that city without a car. You do not need a car to like live in New York City, live in DC. But pretty much everywhere else in the United States, you have to own a car to be able, and you have to be able to drive it. And you typically work at least 10 miles away from your house, at least, right? How far is your work?
Mine is like 27 miles from my house.
Yep. And you know mine's all over. I'm all over the state of Florida, so I'm constantly.
Yeah, just bike to work one day, Kim.
Yeah, I cannot bike to work one day. I mean, my closest stores are, I think I have stores that are about 6 miles apart. In like the greater Orlando area, I've got a bunch that are within 5 to 6 miles of each other. But that's, I'm not going to do that in a suit with all my stuff and then walk in sweaty into my next location. That doesn't happen. Like who does?
Oh, we have a meeting today? Great. I'm ready for this.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was watching CNN and Anderson Cooper bikes to work. You know that? And I'm like, that's great for him, but he lives like in the next building over, I'm sure. And he's not carrying a bunch of stuff to work with him. Like, everything he needs, he can fit in this like one little backpack. You know, but you try to do your hair and put on makeup and then bike to work in 100-degree weather. It's not happening.
No, and like, I'm bad at driving I'm a bad driver. I'm a worse person on a bicycle. Like, I seriously have the attention span of a gnat, and I will stop looking in front of me because I'm like, look at that pretty butterfly. And here goes Stacy running into a pole. So I would probably kill myself. I wouldn't even make it to the traffic part to have to worry about the car.
Oh no, that's not good. Not good at all.
Like I'm scared sometimes I get home after leaving somewhere and I'm like, how did I get here? I don't remember making any turns. I don't even remember being on the road. And I know this sounds off, but that happens to me, y'all. That happens to me. And it's not like I have a choice because, like I said, to live and to work, you have to drive yourself. But I also have terrible road rage for someone who does that.
It's, yeah. Well, the thing about that is I've done that. I think it's because when you're in the car for so long that your brain is thinking, you're decompressing from work. Your brain is thinking about everything that you're trying to get out from work and everything that you're trying to line up for when you get home, right? And you just kind of zone out, and it's muscle memory for you to make that drive because you do it twice a day, every day at least. And I have driven halfway across the city before and realized, oh, I'm not going to work. I'm actually driving my daughter to her ballet class, and I took a wrong turn because I was thinking I was going to work, and I'm 30 minutes away from where I need to be. I've done that so many times, or said, yeah, I'll stop and pick up dinner on the way home, and I will completely pass the restaurant that I'm supposed to be picking up dinner from and get into my neighborhood and go, oh crap, and have to turn around.
Oh, AZ, you have no idea how bad my road rage is. And it doesn't, even in my small city, you have no idea how bad my road rage is. I even know which curse words you can tell I'm calling you from my mouth moving. And those are my favorite ones to use when I'm so laid back most of the time because I get it all out on the road.
Yeah.
And Preston likes to call me on my way to work, and he wants to talk to me the whole time on my way to work. And who can tell you, I can be in the middle of a conversation and I will straight up cut you off to scream at somebody and then come back like nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that too. I've actually screamed. I've rolled my window down before and cussed a guy out.
I honk other people's horns. I get road rage when I'm not even the one driving.
You're like, look at him cutting that guy off, and you're honking the horn.
I'll lean over and I'll hit someone's horn, and my mom will look at me, and I've done it to Preston. He'll look at me like, "Don't do that," and I'm like, "I wouldn't have to if you would. Obviously, it needed to be hit, or I wouldn't have hit it."
I don't know if you've ever been to Boston. I cannot imagine driving in Boston. Like when I have to go there for work sometimes, and when I'm there, I take the T everywhere because or I get an Uber because I absolutely would not ever attempt to drive in that city ever. And I am so glad that there's public transportation. And the T is crazy. Like I've been on there going to a Red Sox game before. That's an insane experience, by the way. Because if you don't like people like me, don't get on the T and go to a Red Sox game. Because there are 95,000 people on that with you, and it is not fun. And they're all trying to cram in and get there as soon as possible. But I just even in DC, I'd rather be on a metro. I do not like to drive whenever we're in DC. And I'm telling you, like the people who do drive, the road rage is so nuts. I'm like, how are you alive? You get in an Uber and I'm like, dude, can you please go 25? I am scared right now about what's happening. People are crazy. And tunnels. No, I can't do tunnels, T-Spiracy. I can't stand them. That's why I won't ever move to Boston.
Even like the last time when we drive to Orlando instead of fly, I usually will drive all the way down because I am a control freak and I don't like the way Preston drives my car. And we still have an agreement that 30 minutes before we reach Orlando, he's taken over because he can't stand to see me yelling at other people on roads I don't even know. But I'll be yelling at them like, what are you doing? Obviously, that's not right.
So here's the thing about Orlando. No, like people, there's a ton of people that live in Orlando, and they're usually transplants, and not a lot of people are like native Orlandonians or whatever. But you've got the Mouse and you've got Universal, and just a lot of stuff going on in Central Florida. So everyone driving in Orlando is usually tourists and usually international tourism. So they're not even from this country. And they're from countries where they drive on the opposite side of the road. And they're here and they're driving on roads like the Turnpike where everyone is going 85 miles per hour and honking their horn at you to get out of the way if you're not. So, I mean, they will stop on interstates because they're confused. They're lost. They don't know where they're going. They're trying to go to Disney, and it makes it so much worse. I have seen more accidents happen in real time in Orlando than in my entire life before ever working in Orlando. And I've only worked in Orlando for a year, if that tells you anything.
I like how you turn your radio off for the tunnel so you can think better, because I'll even turn my radio off when I'm looking for a road. That way I can hear the road, I guess.
Like, what are you listening for?
I have no idea, but it's like, I'm telling you, my attention span, because a song comes on that I know the words to, I might have to start singing. And if I have to start singing, then I'm going to pretend like I'm at a concert singing for everybody. And then once I do that, then I start wondering if the person next to me can hear me singing or if they see me dancing and they're making fun of me. So then I got to stop doing it. And then I've already passed my road. So I got to turn that radio down if I'm looking for something or if I'm doing something serious, or it just ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I get that. There's times where I'm like, the kids are like yelling in the back, and I'm like, shut up. Everyone stop. Sometimes you do need the silence so you can work through your brain, like all the signs you're trying to read. Which lane are you supposed to be in? Am I going to kill this guy next to me? Yeah, I get it.
And sometimes I have to pause it because it's a song that I don't want to miss, but I'm looking for the road. And I'm like, all right, hold on. As soon as we find this road, then we're going to be fancy and we're not going to let anybody down. Because here's our one chance.
There you go. Well, if you're coming to Florida anytime soon, and you're going to have to get on the Turnpike or the 417 or any of the toll roads, like, I just, peace be with you. I hope that you make it through without having to scream at someone else or getting into a car accident, because people will absolutely make you insane on those roads.
And AZ, you need to get with Kim before you head down to Florida for your trip, because she knows all the little tips and tricks. That's her wheelhouse.
Yes. I worked there for a short while, a long, long time ago. If I can make it in Boston, I can make it anywhere. That's true. Like, I've been to both. So I can tell you that Orlando is it's very different, and it has its own nuances that are going to be different. But yeah, if you're coming down for your Disney trip with the little, let me know, because I can definitely find you the best hotels, all the best stuff. So I got
and when I go down, I'm going to let Kim buy my tickets because she's going to get them cheaper, and I'm just going to give her some money.
That Florida resident, baby. Don't tell anybody, but that's how we're going to do things.
That's exactly. You'll be like, all right, Kim, I need 4 tickets for this.
Exactly. And then I can, yeah, you want the fast passes? We can find that too. The hotels. I got hookups at Hilton's. Any kind of Hilton brand you want, I got you. So Definitely hit me up before you're coming.
And, I want to thank everyone that joined us tonight. I know we were kind of everywhere, and it's been a long time since we've been on a stream with everyone. So we do appreciate all of you.
Absolutely. We've been on here. We've been rambling on for an hour and 25 minutes already. So I really appreciate everyone coming to our stream tonight. It's good to be back having our conversations. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. I love this. And I love to get everybody's opinions and just talk about random different things and hang out with you guys. So we will do this more often, but Stacy and I are non-committal girls. So we are not going to have a scheduled time to stream right now, right?
Yes. Like, I will dread something if you give me a schedule. Like, that's probably why I hate work so much, because I'm pretty good at my job, but schedules get me.
Yes, absolutely. So,
oh, yes. And thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. I do appreciate it.
Yes, this was a great celebration. We hit 100 subscribers today. Stacy turned 21 again. We had our first live stream on Righteous Verse. We look forward to more of these, but again, they're not going to be on specific days at specific times. So we'll more to come on all of that. But in the meantime, thank you to everyone who's part of the community and who is supporting us. And we love you guys for that.
And I think we're working on some videos for, like, more of our cultish type stuff. If that's not your thing, we understand it. We appreciate you, for subbing either way.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We're not going to be all in the gossip and the tea drama. We'll admit, we're going to be upfront with that. We might talk about it, but we don't like being in it.
No, yeah. I mean, if there's something that we want to address, then we'll address it. And we do what we want here. But we're certainly not going to stick to a specific genre or, if we don't want to address something, we're just not going to. And, sorry if that offends you, but
cults and things. That's exactly it.
Cults and things. Oh, do we need a song like Wigs and Things?
But yes.
Things? Yes.
As long as AZ doesn't strike us down for stealing.
I know. That's right. Don't do it to us, T-Spiracy. It's been fun chilling with you too, Jennifer. Thank you for being here. We appreciate that. So, yeah. Any last words, Stacy, before we go?
No, I think I'm going to have my little sister make me a shirt that says cults and things now. But other than that.
Very cute. Very cute. We need some merch. We're gonna need that eventually. We're so big with our 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? That was amazing to me, and all of y'all are amazing. So we want to thank you again.
Absolutely. So we'll see you guys soon. Talk to you in all the Discords. Love you guys. Have a great night.
I'm gonna go have my first legal drink of booze. Y'all have a great night.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Happy 4th of July. Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Bye y'all.